Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K. I'm sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yul Brenner. Hope that you are having an awesome and amazing day. Yes, he is. Listen, we can keep hope alive that some follicles will say, okay, let's stop boycotting his bald head, but I don't know. Anyway, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Also, thank you to my wonderful moderators for you are the bomb. I probably shouldn't say that too loud because they be tripping on YouTube. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about Black folks losing their minds over the NAACP endorsing a white woman there in Virginia for the governor race. Of course, I am talking about that of Winsome Earl Sears and Abigail Spanberger, okay? I'm going to show y'all a video of a gentleman I've seen trending talking about it, and all that. We're going to have a discussion about the whole thing. So I'm so happy to see everybody. Donovan, what say you?
What say me is welcome to the Demetra K Show. We are live. Good to be back. We had a great conversation yesterday. I can't tell you how many people inboxed me and said, Donovan, you were right the whole time. So I'm just putting it out there in the air that we get a lot of people.
Did you see Trump on Air Force One talking about him running again? And
mm-hmm.
It's a cute idea about being vice president.
Yeah, no, it's a legal theory. It's not going to happen, though. But anyway, welcome to the show, you guys. Good to be back. And I'll tell you what, do us a favor. We have a scrolling banner at the bottom there. If you guys want to continue to have these great conversations and these great arguments and disagreements, there's ways you can do that with Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, money order, cash, however you guys want to do it. We really appreciate it. It keeps the conversation going. And we've been doing this for almost, 8 years now. And let me tell you, you guys that have contributed and continue to contribute, we thank you so much. We could not be here without you guys. Again, we learn just as much from you guys as you guys do from us, if you learn anything from us at all. Also, everybody talks about when are we going to have Black owned this? When do we have Black owned that? We need our own app. We need our own party. We need our own this. Well, okay, we don't have our own political party yet, but we do have our own app. It's called the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get it on Google Play, Apple Store. Not only are you going to get the videos you see in your algorithm, you're going to get videos that you don't see in your algorithm that are specific to the app. You'll see great videos from Demetra K, Phil Scott, Wongel, Vicky Dillard, and a whole host of producers there on the app. So if you guys are interested in doing that, it's a great gift to give, because the greatest gift that you can give anybody is the gift of knowledge. And once they have that knowledge, it can never be taken away. So we've got Christmas coming up. We're really into the holidays. Great gift to give. If you have retirees that are at home, baby boomers, great gifts to give them, because they're doing, not saying they're not doing anything, but they spend more time sitting on watching TV than we do, right? African Diaspora News Channel app, get it on Google Play, Apple Store. This is going to be a great conversation. And OG Life Japan says Rachel Dolezal is back. I think this is going to be a great conversation. So let's get into it.
Absolutely. And yes, again, so just I want to remind everybody to say a prayer or two for Jamaica. It sounds like they surely are going to need it as a hurricane. Category 5 is set to touch down sometime tomorrow. Well, they said that the island, if that's what you want to call it, may be unrecognizable. They've asked everybody to evacuate. I don't know where they're going to go, but they're supposed to evacuate. Of course, again, Cuba is supposed to be affected, Haiti, the DR. And I can't remember the other one, but yeah, it's going to be devastating. As they said, again, and I don't know if y'all seen the ominous pictures of it, but it is crazy if you look at it, right? But they're saying that the wind is only blowing at 3 miles an hour, which means that it's just going to sit. They said probably for 2 days or so, and they're looking to get about 30 inches of rain. And of course, the structures over there, kind of here and there. So basically, they said it is more than likely to blow over wooden houses and then tear the roof off of things. And so it's going to be, devastating if it does hit. So the best case scenario is that it doesn't go that way. Maybe it veers off or whatever. But yeah, it's going to, if it does hit, it's not going to be good. So say a prayer for them. So anyway, I've seen a few people kind of asking questions or bewildered, if you will. And I'll get into the comment section, y'all. But bewildered in regards to the governor race in Virginia, where you have a Black woman by the name of Winsome Early Sears. She is actually the lieutenant governor now. She's big time staunch Republican. And I don't know why I didn't put a picture up of her, but maybe I'll find one. Okay, she's a Republican. Trump. She's big time Trumper, right? And then the other lady who used to be a representative of Virginia, she is a Democrat and she's running. She's got some pretty heavy hitting endorsements. So I'm going to show you this video of this gentleman who raised the issue. And I know somebody else who raised the issue, but here you go.
NAACP is endorsing the liberal white woman in Virginia over the conservative Christian faith-filled Black woman in Virginia for candidate. The NAACP needs to be disbanded. This is an organization that I have no respect for, that at one time did so much for the African-American experience in this country, has now become a laughingstock and a joke, has become an organization with no morals, no values, and doesn't represent the civil rights movement that were led by mostly a lot of Christian ministers. It has become a Marxist organization that endorses transgenderism, that destroys the Black community, that endorses everything demonic and evil about, that's toxic about the Black community. You have a woman, they would endorse a white woman, a liberal white woman, over a Black woman just because she has an R in front of her name and not a D in front of her name. If they were really about Black people, they would endorse candidates based off policies. They would sit down and interview candidates and see what they have to offer the Black community. But the NAACP has become an arm of the Democratic Party. They're not a real organization that makes any change. They're not helping homeless Black people. They're not helping struggling Black people. They are a joke as an organization. They've been a joke for a very, very, very long time. They've done nothing since the civil rights movement for Black people. And they're trying to hold on to relevance by endorsing like anybody actually still.
Okay. So that cut off. All right. I'm going to remove him because I have to put my head in my hand and, shout out to that brother because I'm like, where have you been? Where have you been? He talked about the NAACP like they just up and jumped and became no good to Black people, right? They've always been that. And then listen, I'm not confused a lot, although I am, but today I'm confused because I'm like, why are people flipping out? And it's not just him, not that he's flipping out. I guess he's kind of raising an issue, but I've seen people all over talk about it. And I'm like, I'm confused. You're confused that the NAACP, who was created by white folks, right? And they might be her folks per her last name, right? You're confused that they're endorsing a Democrat. And he's like, oh, they seem to be a arm of a Democrat. It's like, again, where have you been? They kind of always been there, right? So he's saying that I guess he's appalled that they're not endorsing a Black woman who is Winsome, who is the lieutenant governor, who is also Jamaican, right? Jamaican American, I should say. But she's a conservative. She's a big time Trump. She's like Trump, like, man, she probably got like orange stuff all over her face, right? That's probably too far. But yeah, she's big time Trumper, okay? Big time. Now, I looked at both of their records, and for the most part, Abigail, she's the regular old schmegler old Democrat talking points. Let's see. She's actually polling very well, right? Above Winsome. Let's see. What are some of the things she talks about? So, she talks about, helping the homeless and, all of the regular Democrat talking points. And again, Winsome, she talks about Republican talking points. And Winsome is big time against reparations. Winsome, being a Black woman, is totally against reparations. She's get it out of the mud yourself. We need to be self-sufficient. Like, she talks like that, right? I'm gonna find a picture of her when Donna talks, but she talks like that. Now, the white woman, Abigail, who the Democrats have endorsed, or the NAACP, and when I say Democrats, baby, she got the heavy hitter, right? He's supposed to, I don't know if he's going tonight, but as you can see there, she posts on her Facebook, I'm so excited to welcome President Barack Obama to Norfolk this Saturday. So Saturday, we'd love to have you there with us so you can go on there. But he is going out there and, there's a lot of people who are pissed that he's gone because how dare he? Why isn't he supporting the black woman? To me, I'm confused. Okay. So with that, I don't understand why people are confused. And let me take this down. Okay. So there's her with the NAACP. Now, I couldn't find an official endorsement, but to me, it looks like they're endorsing her. Okay. She showed up. They like her. But again, he kind of answered the question himself. NAACP, Democrat arm, duh. So why would they endorse a black woman who is a Republican who sucks up to Trump? I'm confused why people are mad. Now, the other thing is it rage bait? Are people just trying to, start something? Because to me, it's a silly question, but I'm glad that he is waking up to the defunctness, if you will, of the NAACP. That she's a black woman, and so what? Anyway, Donovan, maybe you can help us out, because I actually saw this on your page where you were asking where the Democrats were. How come they're not supporting the black woman? So come on, brother.
Mm-hmm. Here it is. I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm glad you are trolling my page. Trolls, we love you guys, but keep coming. I
actually responded. I was like,
I saw it. You guys, what is the big surprise with the NAACP? The NAACP stands up for immigrants, LGBT rights, everything but black. Let's just say that. I mean, that's just factual in my lifetime, right? So what's the big surprise here? A little bit about Miss Winsome here. She is a naturalized U.S. citizen. She migrated here from Jamaica. She was born in Jamaica. She is a former U.S. Marine. Yes, she is. And you would think with all of black women being the backbone of the Democratic Party and all of these things that they keep talking about. See, this is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand when the duality of how these parties work. If it's politically this time, they'll go with this spin. And then the next cycle, it's another spin, right? A good example like immigration. During Obama, when Obama was president or running for president, what did Obama say? Oh, you can't come here across the border. We're going to send you back. If you come here, you go to the back of the line. Democrats were staunchly against illegal immigration because Donald Trump or Bush, he let over 4 million illegals come in here, and the Democrats were up in arms about it. Fast forward 8 years. Look at how the parties have switched policies. This is what they do. And this is the political theater I am constantly talking about. Do us a favor, you guys, hit that Cash App. Hit the like button. It's absolutely free if you don't want to hit the Cash App. It's absolutely free. But this is what I'm talking about political theater, you guys. Are you entertained? This is what this is about. Now, when I first heard about Miss Winsome, who shares the same name as my Jamaican aunt, when I started following the election in Virginia, she was 30 points down in the polls. She's the sitting lieutenant governor. She was 30 something points like a month and a half ago or something like that when I first started following her. My prediction, Demetra, is she's going to get her face beat in this election cycle. There's no chance that she's going to win, whatever the deal is. But the NAACP, for its definition of what it's supposed to stand for, is the National Association of the Colored Folks, whatever. That white woman don't look colored to me. And by definition, you would think that they would support whatever candidate is going to be there, right? Who's that senator that rocks around with the beard as his fiance?
Yeah, you named just about all of them.
Well, no, the senator though. He's a bald-headed senator. Tim Scott. And who's the congressman down in Florida? He's always talked Donaldson. Is that his name? Donaldson. Those two people tried to join the NAACP and they were shunned and banned, all because they have an R in front of their name. This is the type of stuff that we're talking about. And my thing is, I don't care if you guys support this person or support that person. Cory Booker is a member of the NAACP. It doesn't matter who you support, but the fact of the matter is, look at the gamesmanship that they play. The NAACP, just like Demetra has said, is a political arm, or like that man said, I'm sorry, is a political arm of the Democratic Party. They're silent when something happens to a black person. They don't stand up. But let it be an illegal or this or that or this. They're there. Currently, the NAACP is controlled by first generation or second generation immigrants whose number one agenda in this Congress is immigration. That is their number one stand. And yet black people are facing the biggest numbers of evictions and homelessness that this country has seen in our lifetime. And their biggest concern is illegal immigration.
Absolutely. Abby Chill, I could not put my finger on where I saw that guy from, but yes, he was on that 20 versus 1 Amanda Seals type thing, the conservative. I don't know if she's a Democrat, independent, or whatever she is, but yes, that's so I guess he's a conservative. But I think you got the right sentiment there. I should also say that Abigail, the Democrat candidate, she is for racial justice, but she hasn't said anything specifically about reparations. So that's probably a hell no, if you will. And hello to everybody that's come on here. But yeah, I'm with a lot of y'all. I don't understand what the surprise is. Where is the surprise? I mean, and Donovan, I have to take you to task a little bit. Because I see what you tried to do. You tried to, make the things connect here. But I had a lot of coffee earlier, I guess. But you're saying, well, I thought the black women were the backbone of the Democrat Party. It's like, bro, she not a Democrat. She not. Why would she even be in that conversation? She's not a Democrat.
But the Democrats advocate for female rights, reproductive rights, and all this other stuff. They advocate for the less fortunate and all this other stuff. Doesn't matter. She's not a Democrat. They advocate for female rights, gays, and all this other stuff. So I'm just saying.
She's anti all of
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is the hypocrisy of the gamesmanship of these politics. To me, it's hypocritical. To me.
That makes no sense. Because she's a Republican. She's anti-immigration. It don't matter. She's a black woman, and a black woman should be upheld no matter what. It don't matter. She's a black woman. And if you support a black woman, you don't deserve to be on the planet. That's the end of it. That's it. You don't talk bad about no black woman. Don't talk about Miss Jenkins. Don't talk about Miss Jenkins. That is the stance that we always take. I smell conflation. But anyway, let's see who's on here. Ethelene Crenshaw, how you doing? Says she's a non-black American. What else do you expect? FBA don't care. Yeah, I mean, she's a first generation Jamaican, American, or whatever it is. So yeah, if you ever listen to her talk, she doesn't bite her tongue. She does not go against the Don at all, right? And in a sense, she's kind of anti-black. Most politicians are. Let's keep it a buck, right? Most of them are anti-black, but yeah, again, this is a silly conversation to me, but I've seen quite a few people raise this issue. I'm like, what is it, dope or dog food? What do y'all own? Because how did y'all draw a correlation that the Democrat Party should be supporting her because she's a black woman? But if you're talking about policies, right? Because as you said it yourself, the Democrat Party wouldn't let Tim Scott or Byron Donaldson in because of their policies, right there. You know what? Let me behave myself. Trump, right? So why would they let him in? Obviously the CBC, Congressional Black Caucus, yes, they have commonality in that they're black, but we know what the CBC is about. It's about pretending to care about black people, and those cats don't.
See, but the NAACP wasn't formed based on your political affiliation. It was formed on black people, regardless of your background and whatever, that works in Congress, that come together for the benefit of supposedly black people. It wasn't formed to be a member of the NAACP. You have to be exclusively a Democrat. Nobody said that. There is no excuse why black Republicans should not be members of the NAACP.
If I understand it right, and don't quote me, I know that it was formed in 1971. Shirley Chisholm was one of the, she was an original founder. I always kind of thought it was a predominantly Democrat organization, right? So I don't understand why people are confused. And then they're really, what I seen, mad at Barack Obama because how dare he go support that white woman? It's like, if y'all don't knock it off, all the women he dated was white until he got with Michelle. You know, but again, she's a Democrat. So I can see, if I'm being logical, this ain't even just me, but I'm being logical, why the Democrat Party would support her. Because Winsome, the Republican black woman, she's anti-everything Democrat. So wouldn't you want the governor to be Democrat? If you're a Democrat, to me, it's like follow the breadcrumb type of thing. But then I don't know. Kobe, how you doing? Said, who is for black folks? Nobody. And sometimes not even black folks, to keep it buck. Hot to death, how you doing? Says, neither candidate support ADOS FBA. Tis true. Kelly, how you doing? Says, neither candidate. Yep, neither one of them. Lady Bird, how you doing? Says, skin does not equal kin. Come on now. Yeah, you know, it is like, I don't know what Virginia is. I don't know if it's a Republican state or Democrat, if it's purple, whatever the case is. But yeah, she gonna need black people to vote for her or whatever the case is. And there's two things here. She needs black people. She seems to be anti-black. And people don't like what Trump is doing now. So you like, I don't care what you like. I'm Trump. Yeah, people probably not. You probably gonna be losing by double digits, you know. And you know, all of a sudden now everybody wants Obama to endorse the black woman. Now he's a kingmaker again. It's like, make it make sense. See, people just talking out the side of their neck. Eddie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see, who else haven't I seen? Mama T, what's good? Just says, greetings, my beautiful brothers and sisters. Blessings, peace and blessings. Yes, indeed. African Native, what's going on with you? Let's see, AFBM, how you doing? And I saw you making comments once we left yesterday, but how you doing? You also say, we thought the NAACP didn't do nothing but make new laws of incidents. You says, we didn't know they got involved, but wouldn't in 2013, 14, 15. I'm not quite sure how to read your comment, but NAACP does not make laws. Kenneth, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Oh, I'm so behind. A Wilder, how you doing? Says Miss K. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I hardly combed my hair today.
Yeah, NAACP does not make laws, but they can propose laws and write laws to be brought to the floor. A lot of people don't understand how laws work. The standing Speaker of the House is the only person that could bring a bill to the floor. So if your party's not in power, it's very least likely that your bill that you wrote will make it to the floor. That is why Mike Johnson is sitting up there doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Bill, how you doing? Says immigration is the reason the government is shut down. Yeah, they're going back and forth, right? And it's getting bad, y'all. It's really, really getting bad. People are about to miss their first paychecks and all that. I don't know why they talk a lot about the air traffic controllers. I guess because of the nature of the job, whatever. But yeah, they're like, if I'm not getting paid, y'all not taking off. You know, not if I can help it. So it's gonna get real nasty. For a whole host of reasons, and it's sad. It really is, you know. Lady Brownberg says he didn't debate. Debate implies conceding points upon new info. He was not debating. Yeah, I watched it for kicks and giggles, that whole little 20 versus 1 thing, but you know, it was what it was. Douglas, how you doing? Says keep pushing reparation, family. We're a lot closer than what it may seem. You know what? I believe that. Doug says, speaking of the CBC, has anyone seen that cringe music video that the BCNP put out about Jasmine Crockett? I couldn't finish it. Nah, I haven't seen it. And what's the BCNP, if you don't mind me asking? I haven't seen it. Yeah, Sister Sunlight, I'm confused. I don't know. Edward says, seems the only way to be authentically black, you have to be a Democrat in there. Well, hell, Joe Biden told us already, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Right? So, as I said, I must be purple. JJ, he says, like I said before, the Dems have been recruiting black immigrants like wildfire to run for any local office. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the percentage is, but it sure is a lot of them in office talking about, I don't know about that reparations for Black Americans. I don't, they pull yourself up by the bootstraps. So yeah.
And you got to understand, the reason why Democrats don't want to bring up reparations or do anything in regards to reparations is because most Democrats are not for reparations for Black people. Gavin Newsom set up a department that has no structure, it has no funding, it has nothing, and then 5 bills within it. Now, this man is aiming to be president. He cannot be president without that Black vote. See, that's the catch-all of the power that we have. We decide who goes to the White House and who doesn't go to the White House. So Gavin Newsom forms this bureau that has no structure, no funding, no nothing, because he knows how Black people are. We love symbolism. Ooh, yeah, look at Gavin Newsom. Oh yeah. Look what he did. He did a bureau, and he also knows we don't read. Then in the same bill, he vetoes 5 other parts of this California reparations thing. See, so he puts the carrot out there to get you excited, knowing you are not going to follow up and read and make sure that what he proposed or he signed into law is actually what it is. And this is how the Democrats operate. If they brought a vote among the Democrats, just the Democrats by themselves in their own caucus, I guarantee you over 60% of Democrats would not vote for reparations, and it would expose a lot of them. Because let's face it, Latinos don't want us to get reparations. The Asians don't want us to get reparations. The Middle Easterners don't want us to get reparations. Definitely the white people don't want us to get reparations. So we know all of this stuff because we do not read and we do not follow up. We love giving our power to other people to do the work that we should be doing for ourselves.
I absolutely. TW, how you doing? It says Georgia here. Roland asked Raphael Warnock last week specifically about the Black voter, and he went on and all response, so all people like type thing. So Black people need to leave the Democrats the hell alone. Yeah, that's what they do. It's an all lives matter conversation. They can't never speak about Black people without bringing everybody else into the conversation. KP, you said, and how you doing? Thank you so much. Love and appreciate you for that. It says the Democrat plantation with the small hats. Yeah. They did create the NAACP. So I'm like, why are people confused? Kimmy, how you doing? Says Donovan, why you got on a flight shirt today? You've been flying over Venezuela. Oh Lord, that's a whole mess right there.
Yeah, and actually, this isn't a flight shirt. This is the old Vietnam greens that they used to wear, back in the 70s and the 60s and stuff. So this is a legacy uniform. And I was walking around my neighborhood. I wear it occasionally. And because I've been gaining a little bit of weight, I got to make sure, I can still fit it. So, because November 11th is coming up. If you're a veteran, remember to go get your free eats. November 11th, if you're a veteran. So usually on that day, a lot of us put our stuff on or whatever, and we go do what we got to do. So on November 11th is Veterans Day. Go get your free eats.
Does that include me?
Yeah, I guess, you're a veteran, you supported the troops, literally.
Yes, and now do it again. Anyway, hey, Al, how you doing? Said, did y'all see that horrible versus with Cash Money and No Limit? I did not, but I've heard a lot about it. I plan on watching it. I heard a lot of people liked it, right? They actually said Mia X was the star of the show. So, yeah, I'm going to check it out. I Donovan, you need to do something because I need my benefits. Tiffany, how you doing? It says Virginia is very close to DC. A large percentage of federal employees live there. Oh, yes, indeed. JJ says, yep, too many of us don't do any research on political issues that affect us. Yeah, we don't. And that's why we're in a situation we're in, right? Because they Black. Edward says California #1 in homelessness, poverty, and a lot of other areas. No go on Newsom. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. We got an announcement. Gavin Newsom says after 2026, he is going to entertain a presidential run for 2028. Oh boy, we got a game changer now.
Now think about this. Him and Kamala are homies. So, and Kamala said she's not done yet either.
He ain't messing with Kamala like that. She said he would even return her call.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like a spoiler. I think Kamala's going to play spoiler. That's what I think. But here's the question with Kamala, you guys, and maybe tell me if you agree or disagree. Who is going to fund her damn campaign after going through $2 billion? That's my thing. It's like, if Gavin gets into it, who's going to fund her?
If Gavin gets in, Kamala's way done. She's like way done. It's not even a conversation at all. They're going to pick that white man every day over her. You know what I mean? And like you said, she's got baggage. People remember all the money, white dudes and white women, tadpoles for Kamala. Everybody was for Kamala and gave a bunch of money, right? And she dropped the ball. And a lot of black people rolling in them, even though they got their money, right? But they got shortchanged. The white people got all the money. I mean, come on, sis, $1.5 billion. And you giving Al Sharpton and Roland Martin, like, what she did was just like, here. That's what she did to them.
Well, if you think about it, it's kind of smart because we as black people love to be entertained. And if you're a black person like me, I was insulted by the way her campaign, which was ran by mostly white people, they catered. It was almost like cooning toward us. As long as you keep somebody entertaining and tap dancing for them, the blacks will vote for you. That's how stupid they think we are. They think we are very childlike. And as long as we can be entertained, they will vote for you. And she found out quickly, didn't she?
I mean, in a sense, we are kind of like childlike in a sense. And I should probably expound upon that in a second. But KP, thank you once again. I appreciate that. It says Democrats got Negroes fighting for illegals and they're mad at independent thinkers. We're cooked. Yeah, no, you can't be thinking for yourself. Now you got to think like everybody else, which is why they call those people sheeple, right? People sheeps. They're like, oh, okay, he jumping, I'm jumping, right? Then they all jump type of thing. So yeah, they need us to be sheeple. Let's see. You also say Donovan keeps stamping that passport, bro. Oh Lord. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm feeling kind of off today, so I won't say that. Can't handle the truth too. How you doing? Thank you. Let's see. Who else haven't I seen? I know I'm so behind. And Brother Steven, and tell your wife to say hello. He said, Donovan, I thought you were just trying to make everyone forget your team lost.
No. Let me tell you guys something about the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys don't lose. They play to the level of their opponent, and the outcome is always the same. They get their heads beat in. So that's how it is. So I wasn't surprised. Like I said, the Dallas Cowboys are the Dallas Cowboys. Here we are.
Yeah. Just me. How you doing? It says we Californians, I think he meant won't be voting for him. You know what? They call me Nostradamus sometimes, like Nostradamus. I'm wrong sometimes, right? I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Gavin could be the Democrat nominee. I really think that it can be. I'm not saying I agree with it, but come on. He checks off all of the boxes. Let's not get brand new about them and black people and black voters. They never cared about us, but he's white. He's a
dyslexic, so he has a disability.
Well, he sure is undyslexic on Twitter because he in the Trump. So, okay, he's white. They say he's good looking. He's got that raspy voice, right? You know that. And he seems to be, sticking it to Trump. And so he's got a lot going on for him, just aesthetically speaking. Now, obviously, from Black American point of view, we wouldn't be in love with him, but there's a lot of people like, we don't care. He checks off all the boxes. He's going after Trump. So I think I definitely think he would be the Democrat nominee. I don't know about winning, but I definitely think he's going to be on that ticket. Definitely.
And here's the thing, you guys, especially here in California, he will win California because, okay, we're talking here, even though we have other people in the group, we're pretty much a black channel, right? We talk about black issues and things like that. You've got less than 6% of black people in California. So black people will not be the defining voice of who is going to be the representative coming out of California in the primary. Black people have no voice here. And so with all these illegals that have flooded the country, all around the country, and some of them registered to vote as they're finding out, I've told you guys, California is the blueprint. We were the blueprint for gentrification. We're the blueprint of modification of the Black voice. Black people in this country, according to the census, we're only 13% of the population. Now they flooded the country with all these people, blah, 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 right? Where's our voice? We are not going to have enough of us to make a difference and to have a say. And that's the problem here in California. Black people could holler and scream all they want here in California. I want the rest of the nation to understand what happened here in California. Politically, Black people have no say-so of what gets built, what doesn't get built, where the resources go, any of that. And that is the plan to marginalize us all across the nation. Look at Chicago right now. Miss Jackson is up there hollering and screaming, who lived in California for a long time, telling them, the playbook of what's going on. They will be marginalized. The Black people will be marginalized in Chicago with all the look at the resources and where they're going. And allegedly, the mayor of Chicago, according to the streets, allegedly is Haitian, of Haitian descent. This is the playbook, you guys. They've got us in a trick bag. So think about that. I want you guys to think about it. It is possible that Gavin Newsom will win the primary here in California because Black people have no say-so. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Bartholomew, how you doing? He says, does this channel support the LGBT community? Yes, I support the LGBT community. I want to be careful when I say this, though. I do not support the agenda. Okay. And I think this is kind of how we got to, oh Lord, we got to really become thinkers, okay? Because I know LGBTQ people. I do, right? I support, yes. The agenda, no. And y'all know what the agenda is, right? It's everywhere. I'm one of those people. The agenda wasn't around when my daughter was in school, right? Now the agenda is to teach them that at very young ages and things like that. I believe that children should learn different things on their own. It should not be reinforced to them when they're really trying to figure out who they are. Because I'm probably gonna get in trouble when I say this. And I'm thinking before I say it, I honestly think that the agenda has gotten to the point to where being LGBTQ has become fashionable. Because I've always asked, are all the people who say that they're LGBTQ, and I want to speak for them, but this is something I think, are they really that? Or has it become fashionable because it has been kind of just inculcated into children everywhere they go, right? School and wherever it is. So I just often wonder, is it fashionable or is that who they really are? So I want to clarify, yes, I support LGBTQ people, because what you do in your bedroom and all that is your business. Just like what I do in mine is mine, which is nothing, okay? You can hear the crickets screaming up and it ain't me, okay? But the agenda, absolutely not. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, speaking for myself, I don't support LGBTQ.
And that's everybody's right? I'm just speaking for myself, because I know quite a few LGBTQ people who are lovely, wonderful people. So
yeah, and I have LGBTQ friends, and some of them don't support the Black agenda. So this is where people stand, and I respect that. Yeah.
See, I don't want to get into all of that because I don't conflate the two. And I know that sometimes they, some in the LGBTQ community do. They know the gay is the new Black type of thing, which I wholeheartedly reject because it's not the new Black. But yeah, like I support people. If you're a good person, I don't care, because there's a lot of straight people I don't F with. Okay. I'm just keeping it a buck, and I don't know what they doing, but I'm not delved off into your in your bedroom and all that other stuff. And I should say too, I often wonder from the LGBT community, is it performative, right? Because we all grew up with people from that community, but you didn't even really know it. Now I know some of that was kind of like closeted because of maybe it wasn't safe type of stuff, but a lot of times when we see it nowadays, I just wonder, is it performative? Like, are you really that? Or is it just, hey, it's just You know, because if you that, you don't need to be running around hollering and telling everybody. It's like I don't go out into the public square and say, "Hey, I'm straight. I'm strictly." Because what difference does it make? So anyway, I hope anybody ain't getting offended. And if you did, I wore the perfect shirt for you. If you find me offensive, then I suggest you quit finding me. Okay? I'm just saying. Anyway, let's move along. DSB, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, he said them cowgirls are just sad. They messed up my damn tickets yesterday. Well, damn. Kayla, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. He says, I'm not voting for Gavin. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are not. Global, how you doing? He says, I live in California. Black people don't own anything there. Shaking my head. Yeah, I'm California born and raised, right? I'm California girl. And yeah, we don't own anything hardly anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah, Atlanta, we don't own nothing in Atlanta either, even though we got all black people there.
And hey, Cynthia, and we should. We got all the money, you know, but we just, and y'all should join me tomorrow on the African Diaspora News channel because I'm going to be talking about that at 11 a.m. Central Time. So I'm going to be talking about that. But yeah, we don't really own much of anything, to be honest with you. Bernice, she says he checks the boxes for the libertars. It's crazy. But yeah, Tim, how you doing? Says fly, Eagles fly, Donovan. Okay. And brother Damon, how you doing? He says Gavin doesn't give a about FBAs at all. I mean, he's illustrated that a copious amount of times. LG University says Gavin Newsom will run the country like California and will. And
Kamala too. See, you know, Dimitri, real quick. That's what scares me about the people that don't understand a politician that comes from a certain region. If Kamala and Gavin are both California people and if they spent most of their politics governing in California, look at California today under their policies that they've enforced or they've championed. You want these people to run the country? Okay.
I mean, I don't want to know. I wouldn't vote for Gavin. Yeah, and California it's unrecognizable. Like, I truly want to go back home, but when I go back home, I'm like, I don't recognize this place, right? Obviously, I got all my family is there and stuff like that. But yeah, California is not what it used to be. I mean, everything is high as hell, right? Going to Disneyland is what is it, $200 investment or something like that. I mean,
that's $200 before you get to the gate. Parking is $50-something just to park.
And a piece of ISIS is $25. You know, the city says Governor Newsom will win California, but the Western states, I don't believe they would vote for him, especially Michigan. I don't know. I just kind of feel like most people are so tired of Trump. I think they will vote in a hot dog, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And that's not good for the Republicans. Massage questions. How you doing? Says Black First. Quest Burnside, what's going on with you? Says NAACP is ran by them folks. Yep, they look it up. And most people don't even know that, right? If you look at the original the founders of it, they sitting up in the photo, right? They said, I was like, where do you think they came from? But somebody mentioned Malcolm X and is absolutely right. He said we should question why they want to sit up at the helm of Black organizations. What's in it for you? You can watch over the Negroes and make sure they ain't really strategizing and organizing. They want to be there just enough to talk Black a little bit, but not Black enough to actually be a game changer, right? They're going to game change for everybody else, which is, you know, Donovan and I, we've had these conversations about Rachel Dolezal. Of course, y'all know all about her. She was the NAACP president in Washington, Spokane, or whatever it was. And people hated her, but I'm like, damn, to keep it a buck, she was one of the only presidents in the organization that was actually doing something for Black people. It's crazy. Like, we did a lot of research and stuff. We talked about it a copious amount of times. You know, she could have just said she was white because white people started the organization, but she ran off and said she was Black. And people, you know, were more concerned with that. And that's the issue. Her cosplaying was like, man, she was really doing some stuff out there. So we really just want people to be Black.
Yeah, didn't she win Woman of the Year or something like that, NAACP award? She was like the woman of the.
She was doing some, like, we looked into. She really was doing some, you know, things in that chapter. But when people find her people ratted her out, right, or mom and daddy and them, they told her, I was like, she's white. And yeah, Black Butterfly says Haitian, okay, biracial Haitian founded. I don't know if Brandon Johnson is Haitian. That's what they're saying on the streets. Is he really? I don't know. I don't know. He might be. Shari, how you doing? Says the agenda is indoctrination. There you go. Cindy, how you doing? Says, notice this. Ever since their population has been dropping, there has been a big push for that community. He said it has not been a push for that community any longer. Well, their population, I think they're less than 2%. They being the LGBTQ community, less than 2% of the population. But if you listen to the Democrats, you would think that they're like 99% of the population, which is why I say there's an agenda. And I think you should be able to do you and be you, but don't force that on everybody else. Like I said, I know people who are LGBTQ and I love them dearly. I'm just not for the agenda of it all. Brady says, don't support if you ain't trying to be that. I mean, as a lot of things I'm not trying to be, you know, but I could support it. I could support the person. So I think we're kind of getting things confused. I'm not going to just be running around hating on gay people just because, right? Because gay people been here since the beginning of time. And guess what? Gay people going to be here. There's gay people up in a lot of y'all pulpits, but I done said too much, right? Again, like I said, when Charlie Kirk died, the funeral, the grinder of all names, app was lit up. That's the gay dude app. Why was the map red hot? When Republicans, who was the Family Values Party, and they're anti-gay, and they keep falling out of closets and having everything else falling out their mouths and stuff. I mean, I'm just saying. So I don't care about what you do. I really don't. There's a lot of things I'm not trying to be, and that don't mean I don't support them. For example, I'm not trying to be a Christian per se. I'm not a Christian. I'm not religious affiliated. I do believe in a higher power and all that. But I support people who are Christian. You know, and I think we got to unlearn some notions. Oh, gay people, listen, there's a fact that straight people are more of the PDF files and all that than the LGBTQ. Okay. So some things we got to unlearn. But again, that was just a question that was asked, y'all. We ain't got to die on that hill. I promise you. All right. Raven, how you doing? Says, if Newsom is running for president, Black people with national platforms and Black people with platforms should target him nationwide, letting him know we're not voting for you unless reparations are forthcoming now, and we're not voting for him. Put pressure on him. Now, I totally agree with you. Because they do need Black people to show up. Kamala did. Here, Harkin, I think that is Harkin. How you doing? Because y'all names are squashed. You're going to say, is it supporting them, supporting their agenda? No. We need to be logical, people. Listen, it's late in the afternoon for me. I've been up since like 4 something, and I still can be logical. We got to be logical. You know what I mean? Like, I don't learn. But Donovan will tell you, when we was in high school, he rarely saw me. Most people did. I went to class, did my thing. President of the.
We saw Demetra jump in the gate and get in the bus to go see her boyfriend at the other school.
Baby, yes. Okay. But I was a girl of the world taking care of business, right? BSU president. So I'm just saying, I didn't learn. I guess what I'm saying is that peer pressure didn't. I wasn't a victim of peer pressure because I believe people are victims of peer pressure. People don't tell me what to think because I know how to think. Yeah, somebody go ahead and write that down. You can't tell me what to think because I know how to think. So I can support somebody who is gay and not support the gay agenda. Just like there's a lot of things y'all do. You know, I'm going to just keep it a buck with you. Here in Texas, you can't get on Pornhub. So y'all might be doing that. It ain't my business. But guess what? I support you. I mean, I support what you do in the dark under your covers. As Walter was saying, with coconut oil, but that's your business. I support you. That's all I'm saying. I hate that I even have to go there. Sagittarius Goddess, how you doing? Cynthia says, I support the ABC community, but I don't support their ridiculous agenda to our children should not have to endure such measures, and men being allowed in women's private spaces is unheard of. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't support that. But do you, boo, if you want to taste the rainbow, baby, make sure you put a lot of whatever it is on it, some glitter, whatever it is you do, because that's you. It's not me. I don't like rainbows like that. I like all black. That's kind of my favorite color. Tone Official, how you doing? Says NAACP had 3 white founders. So yeah, like people just be needing to know, right? One who cares. Did I say hello to you? If not, hello. I'm so sorry. I apologize. James, how you doing? Says good evening, Sister D. Newsom really think that we're going to vote for him, knowing what is done to our FBA brothers and sisters in his home state? Are you kidding me? He's going to be embarrassed. I agree, but come on, let's keep it above. Most black voters will vote for Gavin Newsom. They will. Now, is he going to get as much as Kamala got? I don't know. But most black voters are going to vote for Gavin Newsom. For us to sit up here and say that ain't going to happen, it's going to happen because how do we learn to not be indoctrinated like that?
And even if we don't, it doesn't matter. There's not enough of us in California to make a difference, so it doesn't matter. Let me read this question from that Philadelphia supporter, Tim Moloch, who's a good friend of mine. We grew up together in Japan. He says, how do either of you feel about the Democrat Tallarico from Texas? For the record, we all know that our racist country is only going to accept a white male to oust Agent Orange.
Okay, I'm sorry. Read that question again because I was.
How do either of you feel about the Democrat Tallarico from Texas? For the record, we all know that our racist country is only going to accept a white male to oust Agent Orange.
I'm not familiar with that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Democrat. Democrat what?
I guess he's a representative out of Texas.
I had to refresh my memory.
I'll look him up.
Okay, thank you. Cynthia, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you. She said, Demetri, this Sunday, a Republican candidate for Congress here in Michigan visited my church and he was treated really nice by my membership. Yeah, everybody should be treated nice, right? Not just, the Democrats or whatever, because just because a person is not a Democrat or they're a Republican or something else, that don't mean that they wouldn't be good for whatever it is, right? See, that's another thing too. We have to unlearn that it's got to be a Democrat or nothing, because how's that worked out for us, right? AWS, how you doing? Says, I predict the Democrats will lose in 2026 and 28 because of hypocrisy. They are so unpopular. It remains to be seen. It really does, right? Renz, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Y'all love, how you doing? He says, hello. Randall, how you doing? Says, remember what Malcolm said about us being labor and entertainment? Absolutely. D Toppy, what's going on with you? He says, no, he's not. And I don't know what that's in regards to, because I know I'm so behind, so please forgive me. Sunlight says, I don't even live in Chicago and I want to attend the city council meetings. Miss Jessica Jackson lit his A up all the time, right? Frank, how you doing? Says, who selects the president, the people or the electoral college? Well, you know the answer to that. They make you think it's you, but it's actually the electoral college, which a lot of people argue it should be the people. So yeah, one of many. How you doing? Says, Grindr actually crashed because of that. That's what I'm saying. Grindr crashed, right? There wasn't enough room in the Grindr portal for everybody trying to, taste the rainbow while they at the funeral. And now this is conservative folks. That was at Charlie Kirk's funeral, crashing the doggone app. They couldn't get. I was gonna say something I shouldn't be saying. Anika, how you doing? Says MAGA is what? MAGA. That's a word right there. They pretend not to be, right? That's why I always say people who be doing all that hooping and hollering, oh, you shouldn't do the winner. What's in your closet?
And real quick, James Tallarico is a representative. He's born in, is an American politician, Presbyterian Sumerian minister, a former public school teacher. Teachers are the worst politicians. I tell you, we had a mayor that was a former teacher. The guy was a total idiot. I think people need to stop voting these teachers in politics, because these people don't know what they're doing. He's a member of the Democratic Party and has been called a rising star among Texas Democrats. He represents the 50th District. Tallarico serves as vice chair of the Texas House Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development Committee, and is also a member of the Public Education and House Administration Committees. In September 2025, Tallarico announced his candidacy for the 2026 U.S. Senate race in Texas. So he's running for Senate now.
I don't know how to feel about that. And I'm sorry, who was he running against?
I didn't say who he's running against. I just got his big bio.
I mean, if I don't know if I could vote for him or not. That's why I said I want to see who he's running against.
Yeah, he's probably running against your boy Ted Cruz.
Oh, I would vote for that. Ted
Yeah.
Cruz got to get on out of there. Okay, I will vote for a cricket over Ted Cruz. Okay, he needs to Cruz is behind up out of there because he is just silly. Well, thank you, Brother Sam. Says I told you you're a mathematical how to think. Greetings, D&D. Yeah, I'm just saying you can't tell me what to think because I know how to think. You know, I'll entertain a lot of stuff, but I'm just not going to be agreeing with stuff because you want me to, right? All right. So Valerie, how you doing? It says NAACP hasn't benefited FBA for a very long time. It says LGBT shouldn't be on our public school system. Keep among adults, no children. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with LGBTQ people being around children. Because the reason that put the thinking caps on. Reason I say that is because when you say they shouldn't be around children, it implies that all straight people should be around children. And there's a lot of straight, I mean, hell, you can talk about the Republican Party, right? They getting caught up left and right, whether they legislators, they judges, they teachers, they pastors, they messing with kids. And they ain't the main ones stand up in these pulpits and in the Congress halls and stuff. Oh, we need to get against this gay agenda when you got, pictures of kids and stuff all up in your house. So I want to be careful. I don't want to espouse things on a group of people because they are that, because there are creeps in every group of people. So I want to kind of really be careful about that because there's a lot of straight people I wouldn't leave my kids around.
Hey, and real quick, James Tarico, just to in that out, on September 9, 2025, Tarico announced his candidacy for the U.S. Senate in 2026. The incumbent in the race is Texas Senior Senator John Cornyn. Democrats have not won an election for senator in the state since 1993, have not won any statewide election since 1998. So he's going to go up against John Cornyn.
Okay, I've heard loosely about that. Isn't it contested, highly contested?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a highly contested seat.
Yeah, so I did hear something about that. So I don't know. I don't think either one of them they don't sound like they're in my district. I know Dan Crenshaw is mine. He's big time Republican as well. He's the one with the iPad.
Yeah, no. We're talking about for the Senate though. He's running for the Senate. John Cornyn is Cornyn is a Republican and Ted Cruz is a Republican. So those are the two senators. And I guess John Cornyn is a rhino, and they're trying to oust him out of the office. So
yeah. All right, Miss Sweets, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sister Diane says we will be mentally ill if we vote for Gavin or Kamala. It could happen. Brother Samuel says that Dr. Joanza Kunjufu talk to be popular or smart. Says the Black Power group. So he says, I think he meant talk. Yeah, I mean, I never worried about being popular myself. Although I don't know if I was or not. I knew a lot of people, but I ain't tap dance to everybody telling me what to do. I was built different. Still are. Hey, Corey, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else. I just noticed the time. Simo, how you doing? Said it's my prayer we fix our issues and come together. Same.
Yeah. AFBM 6890. He says, do you understand that California got caught cheating in the elections? How did California get cheating in the elections when California is a blue state? So are you saying that Trump should have gotten California because he didn't in the last election? That went to Kamala. See, a lot of people say that there was a cheating in the elections, and they say, yeah, California got caught up, but California is a blue state. So what cheating went on when all the electoral college votes went to the Democratic candidate? I don't know. Make it make sense.
Right. Cynthia says, I remember when Governor Whitmire brought Governor Newsom to Detroit in support of VP Harris' presidential campaign. Some said he was a slick talker. Yeah, he very slick. Very slick. But shoot, Ted Bundy was slick too. I'm just saying he had the same characteristics. Tall, white, and handsome, right? And very debonair and smooth talking. Could you come over? I've lost my dog. Can you help me find my dog? Oh, because he was fine. That he wasn't to me. Because I look back at pictures of him, I'm like, yeah. But that's what they saw. I said he was fine to them. I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll help you find your dog. And then he wham with his fake pass, right? So They kind of have the same characteristics, so I can kind of see him getting a lot of points because of that. It's just human nature. African Native says the former Prime Minister of Canada was a teacher. Yeah, and what's his name too? Kamala's running mate.
Tim Walz.
Tim Walz, I forgot that doggone fast.
Yeah. Cynthia Haynes says the Democratic Party needs to push out my girl Val Demings out as a presidential candidate for 2028. No, Val Demings is a former law enforcement official, and she is straight white supremacy. So, and you saw the support the Democrats gave her when she tried to run for senator in Florida. Almost none.
Yeah, Val, that's the po right there. Val Demings is the po. Yeah, when she ran before, people was like, she the po for real. So yeah. Let's see. I'm just trying to get everybody before we leave. I apologize. I do see all of your comments though. Michelle, how you doing? Says Dimitri. I can't follow that logic. I believe that people should live their life. However, that community is not a moral community. Don't let the devil get you to agree with something against God. Listen, there's a lot of things people do against God. I'm not of that community. Like I said, I don't agree with the agenda, but I'm not going to be running around not liking people because of what they doing in their bedroom, because we know what they doing. We know who they doing. Well, kind of. Well, I don't know what everybody, like, I'm not the moral police. Like I said, I don't agree with the agenda. No, I do not. But be running around here being anti. See, that's the problem with people in general. And Michelle, this is not to you, so please don't mistake me in that. The problem with us as humans, we think it's our job to go around checking everybody. In that same Bible, see, this is how people gloss over the Bible. The same Bible says, worry about the log in your eye. Don't worry about the splinter in mine, right? Worry about your log. And people don't do that. So I'm not running around here trying to check everybody. Oh, you gay, you this. Yeah, listen, I got a lot of gray hairs, and I'm not trying to get no more. Listen, my goal every morning, and most people know me, I've said this, and I'm going to say it till I die. My goal is to do no harm to nobody. If I ever harm you, it's not on purpose. I'm going to never lie to you on purpose, right? It might be some misinformation. I'm not going to harm people. So I'm not going to wake up and try to figure out who I can F with today because they're not like me, right? Ain't nobody perfect. Nobody's perfect. And again, because we don't God say something about fornicating? Don't it say something about adultery? He says, well, I like a lot of stuff. And I know somebody gonna say, well, he says homosexuality is an abomination because it's like, you're supposed to turn from the sin. But listen, I know there's a lot of people who fornicate and they say, oh God, but that don't mean you turn from the sin because you're going to go right back and do it tomorrow. So it's all sin. But I'm not about to be targeting a certain group of people because everybody else is doing it. I don't agree with the agenda, but again, I just want to be very clear. Dimitri K, I don't care if y'all like it or not. I've never been that way. I'm not mad at people because people are mad at people per se, right? Because, like I said, I know a lot of people from that community, and they're lovely people. And I'm not going to not be friends with them because of what they got going on. Because, like I said, there's a lot of people running around here preaching the Bible. And, so you doing the bending.
And my friend Tim Merlock says, it's my opinion that true GOP Republicans want to move from Trump, MAGA, but won't vote for anything other than a white male. Do either of you agree? What does the viewers think? Who's the best option available, regardless of the party, to grab the presidency?
And I'm sorry, which comment was that?
That's Tim Moloch. It's my opinion that true GOP Republicans want to move from Trump, MAGA, but won't vote for anything other than a white male. Do either of you agree? What does the viewers think? Who's the best option available, regardless of the party, to grab the presidency? Well, I'm going to say this. The next person that's going to be president after Trump will be a Republican. I don't know who that might be, J.D. Vance or whatever, but it will be a Republican.
Yeah, I think they want to keep it white. They think that white men are going to be the ones that's going to save them, I guess. Yeah, they want to. I think a lot of them probably don't agree with Trump, but they're afraid of the backlash if they go against the Trumpster, Yeah,
and the Democrats have already shown that they're moving away from female candidacy as well because they want to win the thing back. And they actually think because Kamala and Nancy, all of these women that have been put out there and basically used as cannon fodder. It's not making the Republican Party look good. Your girl, Jean-Claude Pierre, this woman is no longer in government, and yet she is still defending and lying and doing all this, trying to sell a book. So even the Democrats are going away from female leadership.
It remains to be seen, right? Yeah, I'm just really for real, y'all. I'm dead serious. I know I do a lot of talking about a lot of things, but I'm really a big proponent of minding my damn business. I really am. I don't be all off into what people doing and stuff. I just never been that way. Anybody, yes, anybody know me? You saying that I'm a gossip or any of that, they'll never put that together. I just didn't care that much about what people are doing now. Are some things interesting? Yes, interesting. But I'm not about to be talking about, that's my good best friend. I have another best friend, Ed. He said, I don't be that far into the weeds. You can ask him something. He be like, I ain't that far into the weeds, right? So like him, I don't be that far into the weeds what everybody be doing. Like I said, you good to me, I'm good to you. I love you nevertheless. I just...
Yeah, see, here's my thing with the LGBTQ, and I'm not trying to be moralistic or anything like that. What I'm saying is every time somebody comes into the chat and says, do we support this, whatever, it changes the narrative of our conversation. They hijack our conversation. That's why when I'm asked it, I don't support LGBTQ. Next question. So again, I agree with you, Dimitri, everything that you're saying and everybody else in the chat. But if you're LGBTQ and you want your issues, and we don't really talk about that type of stuff on this platform.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't bother me to talk about it because I'm not one that's gonna bite my tongue. And I've said that a long time ago when I got on here. There was a situation that happened and people tried to check me. Oh, we gonna make sure. I said, you ain't gonna make sure. Okay, you ain't gonna make sure nothing, because I don't tap dance to what you want me to tap dance because you don't like what I do or what I said. And what I said wasn't bad at all. But I'm not gonna be having people put keys in my back because I am a free thinker. I'm a free thinker in every sense of the word. And trust me, I have people call me all day long. And sometimes it's foolishness, whatever. And I don't care who you are. If it's foolishness, I'm going to let you know. That's why people call me. You ask me my opinion, I'm going to give you the real. I'm not going to say, well, I think it's... And if it's not, I'm going to keep it real with you. It's like I want people to keep it real with me. But I don't mind having a conversation. Somebody asked me a question like that. I'm not going to die on the hill of it or anything like that. I don't see nothing wrong with the question. But I think the problem is a lot of us, and I say collectively, we're afraid that the crowd, and I'm not a group thinker like that. We're afraid that the crowd, if I got to say everything right because then people going to get mad at me. I don't care. And people been mad at me before. That be all right. It's all love. But I'm going to say what I got to say. Just like I want everybody else to say what they got to say. I'm not telling y'all got to love gay people. I'm not telling y'all that because I can't tell you what to do. But I'm telling you, for me, I know gay people that I love dearly. And I don't care who it is. They're not going to make me stop loving them. Right? And again, I don't agree with the agenda, and they know that, right? They know that. But y'all ain't nobody going to make me stop loving them because they doing whatever it is. Hold on, I can illustrate that for y'all. Because they ain't going to make me stop loving them, right? Because I do stuff, I'm sure, not bad, I guess. But somebody might be like, I hate her. Right. And then trust me, I've been a victim of that. People not liking me because somebody else didn't like me or whatever. But I think we need to grow up a little bit. I'm just saying. James, how you doing? Says, I ain't got no wedding ring. I've had a couple. Well, not wedding rings. I only had one.
Be careful what you ask for, brother.
Right. Y'all change your life, baby. Yes, I will. Hypocrisy detected. Ooh, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Brother Raven says, I know Trump can't run for a third term, but Trump has shown he don't give a damn about the Constitution, plotting how not to win a third term, hook or crook. Yeah, it remains to be seen. We know he can't by constitutionally speaking, but...
Yeah, because here's the thing. If the Constitution, which is our responsibility to make sure that the laws are equal to everybody. If Donald Trump doesn't give a damn about the Constitution and the Supreme Court doesn't check him and all this other stuff, that all these checks and balances doesn't happen, then the Constitution mean nothing and we're in the wild, wild west. And that's exactly what's going to happen. The police mean nothing. Nothing's going to mean nothing. And that's what's going to happen. But it's up to us because we are the people that is the government. You know, everybody always talks about the government like it's some different entity. We're the government. This is why people are upset about wasting money on people who shouldn't be here and things like that. And we can't take care of our own people. We are the government. So if our laws mean nothing, our Constitution means nothing, then we're in the Wild Wild West, and then it's a free for all. And for those of you guys that are not Second Amendment supporters and you're scared of weapons and all that other stuff, you better get one, because if you don't want to stand up for the Constitution, who's going to stand up for it? Who?
Well, we need you to get your fighter pilot gear on, and there you go, and we'll follow. Okay, you lead, we'll follow. Vernice, she says LGBTQ hijacked the civil rights movement when they didn't have to. No, they didn't. They didn't hijack it. It was given to them. It was given to them. See, when we get civil rights, we think it's for us. It wasn't for us. Everybody else has benefited from the civil rights movement but us. Yeah, we got to live next to white people, you know. You got to eat with them and all of that. But it wasn't for us. It was for everybody else. LGBTQ, they got civil rights. White women, everybody got it but us. Did they take it? No. That sounds like Kamala. No, they didn't take it. It was given to them, because some tells me, and I wasn't there, that was a couple years before my time. Some tells me that was the plan anyway, and they use black people to say, hey, we're getting you civil rights so we can, you know, get out there and you know, and stomp and romp around for it. And we ain't been, like, name one thing that we benefited from the civil rights. Somebody might say, oh, the Voter Rights Act. Then why are we still talking about it? If the Voting Rights Act changed the game for black people, why are we still talking about it? We still fighting for it.
And why is it that an Asian can come here from Vietnam? They don't have to worry about the Voting Rights Act. They can just vote. A migrant comes in from any other country, the Voting Rights Act isn't applied to them. It's specific to black people. Why is it that our voting rights has to be renewed every 25 years? Why is that?
Yeah, so listen, I know it's sometimes, you know, it just be kind of, I just want us to be, because I feel like when we become thinking people, oh my God, we gonna be dangerous. Hey, Frank, when we start thinking, because I know it sounds easy to say, well, they hijacked it. It wasn't. It was always for them. Y'all see, listen, when I say y'all, I mean them. Y'all act like gay people just came on the planet right now. Like they just showed up. There's been gay people since the beginning of time. Okay, I know Adam and Eve and all that, but I'm sure there was somebody running around the garden gay. Okay, so they've been around here for a long time. I just think it oversimplifies things when we try to place blame on not just the LGBTQ, but one community, especially when it comes to us, because the Democrats, you know, all the things that they champion, that I mean, hell, they called Barack Obama, who's the first black president, they called him the first gay president because most of his legislation was for the LGBTQ community. Why? Why, when they're less than 2% of the population, would he legislate for them? I'm not saying he shouldn't, but I'm saying, why would he do that and tell black people straight up, oh, I can't do nothing for black people, you know? But he did everything he could for them. As far as I know, he ain't gay. That wasn't a question. As far as I know, he wasn't gay. So why would he do it? Is there already an agenda? Of course we know it is. We know Hollywood. It's there. We know all up and through Washington. It's there. In all these esoteric societies, it's there. So I think we got to be careful when we say that they took something, it was given to them. And we allowed them to get it. You know why? Because black Americans, we vote overwhelmingly for the Democrat Party. LBJ was Democrat. He came up with a lot of these civil rights things, and we championed it, not even questioning, well, who really is going to benefit from it?
Right. And the crazy thing is the one party that opposed civil rights legislation was the Democratic Party. That is the main party that upheld civil rights legislation for over 20 years. When LBJ was the leader of the Senate in the 1950s, for 10 years, he sat on civil rights legislation that was introduced under the Eisenhower administration. President Eisenhower actually was the first Black president because his mother was a mulatto. A lot of people don't know that, but this is where we're at. Like I said, you want to hide something from a Black person, put it in a book.
Well, hell, most of them, got some Black in them, or they was
but he had some Black in him,
or they was in some Blacks. You say Franklin Roosevelt served 3 terms. That's before it was against the Constitution, right? Before they changed it.
Well, that's why they changed the Constitution, because he didn't serve 3; he served 4. He won 4 terms, and he died early in the 4th term, and that is why, because that is why they changed the president to have only 2 terms. So all this scaring, Trump is talking about having a 3rd term, it's just talk. Talk is not the same as actually doing. It is specific. You can only serve 2 terms, be it consecutive or non-consecutive, then you got to step. It's that simple.
Right. So that is true. MC Fact, how you doing? Says Obama was biracial. His dad was Kenyan. That's true. But I'm saying, he identifies as a Black man. He had a Black daddy from Kenya. I didn't say he was Black American, but he was first Black president, and he did mostly for LGBTQ and everybody else. We didn't get anything, and he has talked about it. Why, everybody else would have been mad if I would have did anything for Black Americans. And plus, he's like, man, all I got to do is throw on the tan suit and sing a little Al Green, and have that little pimp hand walk that he got going on.
Symbolism, we love it. We love to be entertained. We love.
Yeah, and then he gonna with his he be all kind of savvy and stuff, and we felt that's all he needed to do. And he says, guess what? I'm gonna do it again the 2nd term. And we fell all in. So I don't know.
Black Butterfly says, can he be vice president? No. Go read it. Google it. We said it on the show yesterday. I put it up there. A president who has served 2 terms cannot be vice president. He's done. That's it. He cannot aspire to be president any longer. So to sit in the vice presidency, he can't even do that.
And I think probably a lot of people are asking because he did, kind of say, well, he laughed it off when he was asked about. He was specifically asked that question.
Right. And knowingly, he knows people are not going to research it and do, because, this is legalese and all this other stuff. It's a theory. It's a legal theory. Could it be done in the technicality? But it can't be done. If you've served 2 terms as president, you're done. That's it. Most likely, and this is a theory, let's say he is vice president, which he can't be, but let's say he is. Because he's already served 2 terms, who would be the next in line to be president according to the right of ascendancy? Anybody know? It would be the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House would be the next person up.
Oh, yeah. Real MVP, or rather, he said the LGBTQ issue was part of the Democrat Party platform. It's part of both of their platforms. The Democrats are overt and the Republicans are covert, okay? Because again, the Grindr app crashed at Charlie Kirk's funeral. So it's a part of all their platforms. Some of them are just out in the open with it, right? Black Wall Street TV, how you doing? Says the NAACP is actually the NAAPOC, people of color. You ain't lying. Child of God, how you doing? Says Black Americans voted for Black faces who weren't for them, voted for Black instead of an agenda. Yep. And gonna do it again, unfortunately. Raven says lack of critical thinking cripples a lot of our people. Yeah, and that is my platform. I've said it over and over again. Because I have to learn to think every day as well. We have to stop being emotional. Emotional is how we get in a lot of the situations that we're in, because we're emotional. Again, why you think all those Democrats, Ralph Warnock, Obama, the Justins that was in Memphis, in Tennessee, they got put out with all theatrical and stuff. Kamala, when she was like, you better thank a union member. Why y'all think they talk like that? Now, I can't prove it, but I think it's a science that they learn or they teach that to them because they know it sounds preachy. And when you get to preaching, okay, watch this. yeah, I said I'm gonna go on up to glory. And when I go up to glory, I'm gonna come back down. I'm gonna tell you all about it. The next thing you're gonna do is wow. And he's gonna go tell 14 people that church was good.
Yeah, and ask yourself this. Why is it, no matter what the black church is, the Northern Baptist, Southern Baptist, the Episcopalians, whatever the deal is, the theatrics is pretty much the same. It's all the same.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what they do. It's a cadence they learn. It's all like that'll get the Negroes excited, right? You run around hooping and hollering. That Jasmine Crockett does it too. Like people say, oh, yeah, we like Jasmine. Look at her records. She ain't really did much. She's championing. She's supporting. She's filing. She's screaming. She's taking a task. But it's like, okay, what is she really doing? I don't know, but I sure like how she talk. She let them white people talk to her any kind of way. But what is it doing for you? For anybody, right? But what is it doing for you as a Black American? I don't know, but she don't take no stuff. Is that putting a chicken in your pot? Is it keeping a roof over your head in her district? You know, she's walking tall and talking tough to white people. But what is it doing for you? Oh, nothing? So you like symbolism. Got it. I'm one unique Monique. How you doing? I don't know. Well, what? Oh, I try not to know that stuff about people for real. I really don't. You know, if he like to be tickled in places that Black First. How you doing? Says, although I could care less about either of them, Winsome Sears is anti-Black American. Yep. When she says Black Americans should get over slavery, she said that. Yep. But we should remember the Holocaust. Yeah. If you know, and it's supposed to be a Black woman talking like that, right? Pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Yeah, but remember, she comes from a colonial mindset. All of these people who come from these countries that were colonized, that is their mindset that they bring with them. It's just like having all of these in the diaspora of the Latino diaspora. And I'm not downing the Latino diaspora because I'm in it. The racism within the Latino diaspora, the darker you are, the lower on the totem pole in their culture you are. And that's just facts. They bring that with them to the United States. Why is it that every other group comes to this country and they put themselves above Black people? That's not a coincidence. That's their culture. That isn't just the white man telling them. It's their culture also. They bring it with them. Who is the only group in the United States where their religion was taken from them, their language, their culture, everything? Black people, fundamental Blacks. We were the only ones that experienced that. Everybody else on our backs got to come here intact. And we got to remember that. They came here intact. And yet they want to look down on us, but use our civil rights and our struggle to benefit themselves.
Yeah, and again, you know, we let them do it. Because why don't we know about people who's running for office? Oh, they Black, I'm voting for them. That's all they need to be is Black. I'm going to vote for them anyway, right? Then you find out there Winsome, who is like, you Negroes, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, right? So get over slavery. Okay. Kariwa, how you doing? Jamie, how you doing? Says, at this point, is not about Black or white, but about being Democrat or Republican. Yeah, but whoever they are, they got to be talking and walking Black too, right?
Yeah, no. You know what? It's about Black and white. Forget that. We are at DEFCON 4 right now. It is about Black and white because the way things are going, we are being marginalized and gentrified. It's a Black and white issue right now. It's us against the world, like Tupac said, me against the world, period.
Yeah, Christopher, you right. It was a word salad. I said a word though, didn't I? I sure did. I don't know what I don't even know what I was talking about, but somebody gonna go tell somebody, oh, it was good. Oh, whew, you got to come to church with me next Sunday so you can hear the hooping and hollering and give all your money away. But yeah, Tracy says, you know what? I noticed the same thing that's being said about Democrat voting against their best interest. The same thing is being said about the Republicans. So what is the message if both sides are doing the same thing, that people are stupid? That's the message. And I know you're not supposed to call people stupid, but damn it, we need to normalize it. Because I'm tired of being nice. Because being nice, we're creating more stupid people. They're both stupid, right? That's my team. I need to vote for the Republican, and like you said, everybody's getting screwed. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, them food stamps don't hit. It don't say, well, we're gonna give them all the Republicans. The Republicans and the Democrats gonna be sitting up with, looking crazy because the food stamps didn't hit. Yeah, Mad Dog, all mouth, no action. Cynthia says here in Michigan, they want to teach our kids LGBTQ in school instead of AIOU sounds. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I don't think you should be teaching kids that. Lil Skull, how you doing? Says the propaganda too. And Brother Damon says, ish, both sides are dirty as hell. Yep, tis true. So anyway, I see that we have been here a minute again. Donovan, what is going on? It's got to be you, because I'll be on here. I'll be a one and done, an hour.
Well, it's just like when Denzel played me in the movie Crimson Tide. I come and bring the ladies to, watch me, go over and educate and, woman candy. You bring me on the show for woman candy specifically.
What is it like?
You guys see your eyes.
Is it black licorice? Is it those candy corns or that hard Christmas candy your grandma would be having balled up in the tin can on the coffee table?
No, wait. Remember that? What was that thing that people used to, especially white people used to give you, that cake that was like real nasty?
I don't want to say that because I hate that, brother. It's fruitcake.
Fruitcake. That's some nasty stuff. It always have a footprint in it. There's always a footprint in it.
Yeah, I say you ain't no fruitcake. We ain't gonna liken you to no fruitcake, okay? But it's like that. Yeah, that candy. You gotta pry it apart with like a chisel, and then when you put it in your mouth, it just. Are you that kind of candy? You the black jelly beans? I don't know. Kimmy said it's opposite day. And listen, I don't know. I'm already here with Donovan, so I can't speak to if that's what the draw is, but maybe you ladies can. I will say this. I had an auction going for Donovan. I talk about this auction. We was doing pretty good. $5 and something. I think that's where we got it to. I was like, okay, it's a cup of coffee, right? Then he got to talking about he taking people on dates and they can supersize and 53 cents. So we just called the whole auction off. So anyway, Donovan say he's candy. He's candy. Love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Join me tomorrow on the African Diaspora News Channel at 11 a.m. Central Time. I will put a reminder on this channel. Facebook and YouTube. Donovan will not be here tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah. And before we go, you guys, Donald Trump is talking about abolishing the IRS. How many people would be happy if that actually happened? Oh no, because Donald Trump is proposing it, we shouldn't do it, right? But if he follows through with that, that would be a great thing.
I was
the IRS. Yeah, the IRS. He's talking about abolishing the IRS.
When has he talked about it lately?
Well, he's overseas right now, so he hasn't talked about it lately.
I believe in when he said, I'm with it. He abolished the IRS. We know that's more for them than us, but hey, we'll get the little trickle down effect of it. I'm with it. And then he also said we were supposed to be getting $5,000 once Doge. Hey, Sister Shirley says we miss you.
Somebody got that money. Yeah, somebody got that Doge money. Like, again, remember, just before 9/11, the Defense Department, look it up on YouTube, Donald Rumsfeld got on TV and said that the Defense Department could not account for $3 trillion. And the building that didn't get hit by an airplane was where they kept the records of that money. And the building imploded. Think about it. Somebody got that money.
Sister Shirley says that we miss you when you're not on the show. We do. But Donovan, he's a busy man. Okay. He's a very busy man. And Donovan is always welcome. I don't need to invite him, right? He's welcome to come on here anytime you want. But in the meantime, I will be here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. Again, African Diaspora News Channel, 11 a.m. Central Time. I'll give y'all notifications and all of that. So please join me on both, as I do love to have a conversation with you all. So in the meantime, y'all have a great rest of your evening. Kim says Donovan is candy cigarettes. Wow, we should have
I
left.
used to love candy cigarettes. I used to love those things.
Bye, y'all.